It's Jeff and Wilma at Budrum, and this afternoon I want to show you our worm farm. This is a 360 litre worm farm. So this is like a wheelie bin, but it's 50% bigger in size than the average household wheelie bin. And it comes with a elastic clamp down for the lid. And what we did, we found it had quite a big gap under the lid. So what I've done is I put a bit of silicone around it. I taped a bit of cling wrap all around the lid and put silicone around there. I didn't want the moorhide beetle to get in, but it turns out that a lot of creatures get through that, even when I've got this pulled down tight, and I'll talk about that later. So it comes with these vents. So you've got 8 of these vents here. You can see these vents, 8 of those. You've got 3 of these slides. So you lift the slide up and you can scoop out the worm castings from the 2 sides or the front. You have a false floor here somewhere, and it's got a screen above the false floor, and as you can see it's starting to look used because these things aren't waterproof. You have a tap down here to drain the liquid. Also it comes with 2 blocks of material that you soak in water. These 2 blocks occupy enough water to fill a whole wheelbarrow, and you use that as bedding material. So we put that on top of the screen floor. Now we had a lot of stuff all around the yard. Now we've got buckets of stuff. We used to have a burial about once every 3 months, and we did a real huge burial. We put a video on YouTube of that. It's been over 12 months since we did a burial, and we've got all these buckets around the yard full of scraps that need to be buried, and I'm not going to do any more burials, so that's why I bought this worm farm. What I did was I overfed the worm farm, and instead of breeding worms I was breeding black soldier flies, because the material got too hot and I killed most of the worms. So I managed to rescue some of those worms. I've got them in a little mini worm farm that I made. I'll show you that later. So for the time being, while I've got all these buckets of stuff around the yard that's got to be turned into compost, and I'm going to use this as a black soldier fly / compost bin until that's all done. And then I'm going to put the worms back in and use it as a worm farm. So let's have a look inside. So my strategy here is every garbage day, I did it yesterday. Yesterday was garbage day. I emptied 4 of those little buckets into it and put some grass clippings. And what I do then is put a bit of wood ash. So I put a bit of wood ash over the grass clippings and spread it all out. And we've got this bath mat here. So I've got this mat over the stuff, and the strategy being that as it rots down and gets eaten by the black soldier flies, the level will drop, and then next garbage day I'll put another bucket of stuff in there, or 2 buckets. So, let's have a look here, and I'll peel this back. It's a bit yucky. Let's have a look and see what's in under here. What do you see there, Wilma?
Soldier fly maggots.
Black soldier fly maggots. Aren't they looking fantastic? This one here, it's quite dark. This is going to exit the bin tonight, plus another one, that other dark one. And what they do is they squeeze through the lid. Even though the lid is pulled down tight with that elastic, they squeeze out the lid, and we'll find a heap of them in these buckets down the floor here. And I've got a heap of them in that white bin, and I've got another bin over here. So what they do is they come out and they drop into those buckets, and then and we give them to our daughter. So she's got chooks, and so she gave them to her chooks the other day, and they really loved them. As you can see here, in that short time they've all buried under the grass. So if I move the grass back, you'll find that there's black soldier flies right through it. See those wrigglers down there? And that's through the whole compost bin. So you can see my strategy here. I've got this towel on there, and I've got this bath mat and all the loops facing upwards, and that stops the water from running. So I just put water over the whole lot.
Have you put any water in here today?
Yeah, I have. So this water just runs through the whole lot, and you can see those loops, so it holds the water from spreading to one area. Close that up. To make it easier for the pre-pupate soldier flies, I won't pull this down. I'm just going to leave that a bit loose, and then I'll be able to crawl out a bit easier. Let's have a look in here. What's under here? Yeah. Might make a liar out of me. Look at holy dooly! Oh dear. Look at that. Look at that. They're all under that bit of cardboard, and there's more here. They're all in that, they're all squeezed themselves in that cardboard.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for a dark area to pupate. Anyway, so I'll just cover that up. They like a dark area. So let's talk about the water we get down the bottom. This is all the liquid that I'm getting out of it in these bottles, and I'm using a lot of it in my garden. I'll show you my potatoes. I've been using it on the young potato plants, and they're loving it. Let's have a look at the water coming out. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So that is beautiful liquid fertilizer. I mix it half a litre to a litre per watering can, and then put it over everything. Have a look at these potatoes here. It hasn't been...
Have they come on better than other years?
Oh yeah, it's so quick. It hasn't been... They haven't long come out of the ground. But these are the Sebagos, and they're really powered on. And we've been feeding it to this ginger. And have a look at these ginger plants. Pushing the side of the boxes out. There's one plant here that's really pushing up high.
Oh yeah, boy.
The ginger's really pushing up high.
It is.
And I've been...
It's never been that good before, has it?
No. This is the strawberries. We've been
They look healthy.
Feeding to the strawberries. Okay. More strawberries here. That's been getting it. And these red shallots, they've been getting the...
They look really strong.
Yep. Now this is my mini worm farm from the worms that I rescued out of the big worm farm. So what I have here is an old bucket, and I've got as many holes down the bottom of the bucket as what I have in the lid. And I have it sitting in another bucket, sitting on bits of wood, so that the worms aren't sitting in water. Okay, so the water drains down into this other bucket. Now I've been finding more extra worms out in the garden, so I'm finding places, and we'll make a separate video of finding your own compost worms. I added some wood ash out of our fire instead of lime, so the worms love lime. So it's all moist here, you can see it's all nice and moist, and I'm following all the rules with this one. As far as I know, I'm going to follow.
Once we get rid of all the rubbish, we won't have the problem again, will we?
No. So you can see here, this is a worm I found in the garden. I think a red wriggler.
How do you know you've got a red wriggler?
Well, there's two ways you can tell if it's a red wriggler. Number one, it's probably red, and number two, it probably wriggles.
Funny, funny.
So have a look here. This is stuff I got out of the garden. Oh, look at this one. There's another compost worm here, look. You see that one there?
Yep.
This one out of the garden. I'm sure that's a compost worm. There's a heap down here, look at that. Can you see the compost worms there?
Yeah.
See, there's that one there.
Yes.
Another one here. Oh, look at that.
They're all
See
through.
that?
They're all through it.
Yeah. All I got to do is just keep it moist and keep it out of the sun. Keep that on top of there. Got the holes here to breathe out of. We're all good. Now the thing I want to say about this, we used to have these big burials, and I had this attitude that I was burying the scraps in the ground, and the earthworms were breeding up in the ground. But during the process, a lot of the liquid was just sinking down to the bottom, down below that area, and getting wasted. So this way, all the liquid from the composting is coming out here, and then we can put it on all of our plants. It's not getting wasted. So, okay, thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye.